So, President Putin and the Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban holding a news conference right now. That follows 5 hours of talks that have taken place. We're also awaiting a joint news conference with the British Prime Minister and the Ukrainian President Zelensky. We'll wait and see exactly when that starts. But the shot is up, and that probably is a useful indicator as to timing. We'll come back to that in just a moment. For the moment, I want to bring in Bloomberg's international government reporter, Rosalind Mathieson, to get her take on this and what is happening. Ros, a whirlwind of diplomacy taking place today and this week. The talking continues. My question is progress being made?
Well, that is the big question. Even more conversations today, a load of leaders and officials in Kiev. And of course, as you were just noting, the Russian president spending 5 hours with his Hungarian counterpart, Viktor Orban. From all of that, there's still no clarity of where these talks will go forward, how or when. The US Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, had a 30-minute phone call with his Russian counterpart this afternoon. Everyone's characterizing that conversation as professional and pretty candid, but even so, there's no sense of exactly when Russia will give its formal response to the US proposals. It's still apparently on Vladimir Putin's desk, and until that goes back to the US, there's no sense of when any other formal talks can actually happen or when progress could actually be made.
Well, and Vladimir Putin saying just moments ago that the U.S. and NATO answers ignored Russia's key concerns, so that maybe gives some indication of what Russia's response will look like. As we move away from that news conference, look ahead to Boris Johnson and Vladimir Zelensky. Zelensky has been very cautious to kind of talk down expectations here, saying that maybe war isn't imminent. Is that mostly just due to domestic pressures, concern about the domestic response at home, or could we start to see him shift his tone?
Well, certainly what Ukraine has been saying repeatedly, including by Zelensky, is that they don't see the build-up that's occurring around their borders as that significantly different to what's been happening previously. Of course, last April there was another one as well where Russian troops were there, at least in similar numbers, and they're saying they've been living with this for years, since 2014, and they don't think that Russia has enough troops there to move into Ukraine in a way that would enable them to not just invade but to take it. So there is a bit of bravado there potentially. There's also a domestic message in all of that, as you were noting, because the Ukrainians do not want panic within their country. If anything, they need people remaining calm and sort of going about their business for now. So certainly there's a component of that, but it does cut against what we're seeing very much from the West, the US, the UK and others who are saying there are serious indications and concerns that some kind of conflict in Ukraine could be coming sooner rather than later.